there we are again. Tavern Talk 716. I am international best-selling children's author Keith White Jr., or am I Batman? And this week I am with...
I'm Joe from Buffalo.
Joe from Buffalo. I don't even know if you can hear him.
Also known as Leonardo.
Leonardo. I don't know if you can hear him on his mic with that mask on.
Yeah, I don't know either.
We'll know afterwards. Happy Halloween, everyone. This
Happy
is
Halloween.
The Halloween episode of Tavern Talk 716. We are here at the Dipson Theater at the Eastern Hills Mall. We're going to be seeing, shortly after this, we'll be seeing the, what's it called?
I don't know.
The Empty Man.
Empty Man.
The Empty Man, a new horror movie for the Halloween season. After we've seen it, we will be back. We'll tell you how the movie was.
Spoiler, it's probably not going to be good.
It's going to be awesome. Don't listen to him. I think it's going to be a great movie. In fact, why don't we watch the trailer for it right now?
Hey, wait. We gotta try it.
Try what?
Calling the Empty Man.
Who's the empty man?
If you're on a bridge and you find a bottle, you blow into it, and you think about the Empty Man. Oh, come on, Mandy. How old are you?
Tell him the rest.
On the first night, you hear him. And on the second night, you see him.
And on the third night?
Well, on the third night, he finds you. He finds you. You can hear him, can't you? Squirming his way into your thoughts. Like a disease. And his message is contagious. The Empty Man, 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 the Empty Man.
Okay, see?
Yeah, you like the trailer.
It looks great. The movie looks great.
We'll see.
So it's been a few weeks since we've been on the air with a real show. I moved out into the country, the boonies, and so the last couple weeks have been more of a recap of an interview I did on another show, Let's Talk 716 Sports. He interviewed me about my books and stuff, so that's what the last couple of weeks have been.
You did the Morocco Mania. That was pretty awesome.
And we did before that, we did Morocco Mania, the Salvatore Morocco show. I figured we had a couple weeks with the move. This mask is not great.
Let's take them off.
You know what? That's not a bad idea. Let's just.
I'm done.
I'm now going to be Batman's secret identity, Clark Kent.
No, that's not right. That's not. Oh, I see it now. Yeah, that's
You
Clark
see,
Kent.
you thought I was Bruce
You were
Wayne.
Bruce Wayne for a second there.
You thought I was. And
then you turned into Superman, and then, Clark Kent.
Boom.
Like, it was, rolling.
Yeah, so...
I like how we had the Ninja Turtle versus Batman thing going on.
Ooh, which was a great movie.
Yeah, it was amazing.
So we'll get to that.
The comics are
We
super
can talk
cool.
about that in a minute. There's a couple things I do want to get to
So
first,
many things to talk about.
First off, you mentioned Morocco Mania, which was 3 weeks ago.
It was great.
And I figured after Duran got his own show, I should get a couple episodes for me.
You should.
Also, at the end of each of those episodes, as we've been doing the Ranting Ron accidental giveaway.
Yeah, he sucks.
On Twitter, and we're going to be presenting the winner on this show right here, and that winner is Joe from Buffalo. He found more bloopers in that video than anyone else. My favorite of which, the one that really pushed over the edge for me, was when you said that one of the bloopers was Ron's awful impressions. That was my
They were really
favorite
bad.
one.
They were really bad.
It's not a blooper, it's just a really crappy impression. But it pushed it over the edge for me, so...
I said it was his worst mistake.
So,
that's the way I framed it. The worst mistake was making fun of Keith and
for you,
Duran.
Joe from Buffalo,
Oh my gosh.
$25 gift card.
I'm getting $25 fatter this week, guys.
Wiseguys Pizza in South Buffalo. So Wiseguys would like to thank you for hating Ron.
I thank Wiseguys for this $25
I can tell you, Jay from Wiseguys hates Ron, so he's happy that you hate Ron too. So I did want to get to that. We got to the why we haven't been on the air. So it's Halloween season. I think this will actually air.
Did you have any
slightly
trick-or-treaters
after.
at your new house?
No, there are no trick-or-treaters at the new house.
Yeah, with COVID, I don't think there's any trick-or-treaters.
Well, no,
There weren't any at our house either.
I believe that you
the
could
city.
trick-or-treat in the city, though, couldn't you?
The mayor said not to.
Oh, I believe Chief Dawaga
So-
had trick-or-treating, but I don't
Oh,
live there
possibly.
anymore. I moved way out of
Yeah.
the boonies now. We had no trick-or-treats. Even without COVID, there'd be no trick-or-treaters. That's
Yep.
not a thing we do out there.
Nah, what can you do?
We had a great Halloween, though. We went to the Great Pumpkin Farm.
That's fun.
We had a good time there. We did the zombie train,
Ooh.
where you ride on, it's like a tractor pulls all these things. And you have,
Zombies attack you?
no, there's, you have guns, paintball guns, and there's zombie, like, mannequins, and you have to shoot them as you go by.
Yeah, it's even better.
Oh, it's so cool. And I asked the guy, because you had to, each family got their own car because of the COVID. So right next to me is 2 guns. I said, can I shoot 2 guns? And the guy's like, I don't care. And he filled them both up. So I was like, shooting all the zombies. Oh my God.
That's what I used to do at the arcade.
And then the
like, I
kids were
thought
so
it'd be
mad.
better with 2 guns, and
Because
I
he had
never
filled,
was.
all the kids were behind me, and my wife and I were on this side. So the kids got their guns filled. And they came around and I asked, and they're all like, that's not fair. I said, you didn't ask. Oh, well.
Best dad ever.
Yeah, so then we, my wife and I went and got lunch because it's also our wedding anniversary, Halloween.
Very nice.
So 11 years. So then we went and...
It's your wife?
What's that?
Your wife?
My anniversary is with my wife, yes.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
not
I was
with
going
someone
for a
else's
poor impression. I was waiting for you to say, my wife.
No, I wasn't going to do that.
Yeah, I like doing that with my wife. Yeah.
Very nice.
Very nice.
No. So then we went and had a nice meal
Mm-hmm.
at a nice restaurant we go to that we like. Had a couple adult...
You want to give a shout out
adults.
to that restaurant?
You know what, I will. We went to Zambistro, which is in downtown Medina.
Ooh, fancy.
Very fancy.
Sounds like a fancy name for a fancy town.
From what I understand, the chef there went to New York City, learned how to be a chef, then he came back and opened up a restaurant because he grew up in Medina, opened up a fancy restaurant. It's a very, very nice restaurant.
That's
And it's
awesome.
not like break the bank. It's real, you walk in there and you're like, oh my God, this is going to cost me a fortune. And it's not that bad.
That's cool.
But they have lots of gluten-free options. As you know, I have to eat gluten-free. So you have lots of gluten-free options. So, you know, we went and did that. Came home, we did pumpkin carving.
I like carving the pumpkins.
And then after that, we had a fire in the backyard because I got a couple acres of land now. So we had a nice fire in the back of the yard.
You want to share some
and,
pictures of your the pumpkins? Did you get pictures of them?
Maybe. If we are going to do it, you'll see them now. And if you don't see them, then I didn't do that because I forgot.
Sorry.
Because I forget sometimes when I'm editing the shows. I mean, the guy who edits the shows forgets sometimes when he's doing
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
for
the
me.
guy you pay tons of money.
Big
it's
bucks.
the high production show
Right.
channel we have here.
So, and before I got to all that, you were talking about the Batman versus the Ninja Turtles. I didn't know it was a
Ninja Turtles
comic
versus
though.
Batman.
I've seen the movie.
Yeah, so they made a comic first, and then they made the cartoon, which is awesome. I think that's the way it went. But they also made an action figure set, which is super cool. And they were a GameStop exclusive.
Who made them though?
Nickelodeon licensed them,
Well,
but
because
I don't know what toy line.
Ninja Turtles and Batman toys are both made by 2 different companies.
Yeah, I don't think it's definitely not Playmates.
Okay. Well, does
So-
Playmates still make Ninja Turtles?
Yes,
Oh, they do. Okay.
I just bought some, so I know.
That's fair. That's
Yeah.
fair. I didn't know that. So,
Yeah.
what about you? What did
But
you?
there's
your,
so
yeah, that's right. Go ahead.
To go into Ninja Turtles a little bit more, since now that it's owned by Nickelodeon instead of the original artist,
Yes.
they license it to almost anyone. There's NECA makes action figures, Super 7 makes action figures, Playmates makes action figures, and whoever made the TMT versus Batman made action figures.
That's fair enough. I know
Yeah.
they did Scooby-Doo WWE action figure sets. You ever see
Yeah.
those? When they did the WWE WrestleMania Mystery, which was a Scooby-Doo movie, they made toy sets where you get like John Cena and Scooby-Doo together in a set.
They also made Ninja Turtles as wrestlers.
Oh yeah, those are awesome.
those look pretty cool.
Yeah, those are cool. Did you ever buy those?
No, I almost did, but
You're the worst.
that's
You're
it.
the worst.
Yeah. I could talk about Ninja Turtles this whole episode, man.
So we could, but I was actually going to get back to the Dipson Theater here at the Eastern Hills Mall.
Dipson.
Yeah, I'm
Woot
very
woot.
excited because the movie theaters finally opened up back up in New York.
Yep.
And I don't remember if I talked about this on the show or not, that Joe, you were supposed to come with us, but you didn't. We went up
Sorry.
to Erie, PA to see
I
the
had a
New
family
Mutants.
vacation last minute.
Last minute family
Yeah.
vacation.
Yeah, that's why my wife rolls.
So anyway, we went to Erie, PA to see the New Mutants when it came out because the movie theaters weren't open here. And we had a really good, fun experience. So I was very excited that the theaters were open back up in Buffalo area so that we can go see a movie. So we're seeing the Halloween themed Empty Man, which I don't know that has any Halloween themes to it, but it's a scary movie that came out at Halloween time, and it's literally one of the only new movies playing.
Yeah.
Although had I known that the Liam Neeson Shoots Guns at People movie was playing,
We
that might have been the
seen that.
choice. Yeah, but I did see the poster over there that is playing. I wish I'd have known.
We can do that next.
But there's, you know what? Now they're open. We can go as much as we want
As much as we want.
because movie theaters are back. Thanks, Governor
Heck
Cuomo.
yeah. Thanks, Cuomo.
Yeah, should open them sooner.
Yeah. You're doing the right thing.
Don't listen to him. You're doing an okay thing.
Yeah.
There are things you should be doing differently.
Sure.
I'm just saying, restaurants are open,
Yeah.
so movie theaters could have been open at the same time.
I agree.
I feel safer in a movie theater than in a restaurant.
Yeah,
For sure.
I feel like for sure the movie theaters that I've gone to, well, this is only going to be the second one, but it seems like they're taking even more precautions
Right.
than the
When
restaurants
I was
are
in
taking.
Erie, we went to Erie.
In fact, we just ate right before this, and there were people at the table right next to us.
like
There was
literally
just
the
a
booth
sneeze
right
guard
behind us.
in
Yeah, there
between
was
us.
nothing. Yeah.
Yeah.
So like when we went to the movie theater in Erie, they had, you pick your seats, and then they close the seats next to you on
Yep.
each side.
Same
the
thing here.
row in front of you, completely empty. The row behind you, completely empty.
Yep, that's what they're doing here.
And I believe unless there was an emergency, the ushers don't come into the theater once the movie starts.
Yep.
So like that's way safer than a restaurant. So
I
movie
agree.
theaters could have been open a long time ago. They could do these same kind of things in like theaters. Like if you want to do like, I don't know the logistics and money-wise what goes into doing like, stage shows
Yeah,
and
a little
musicals.
trickier.
But you could still space the people out very easily
Yeah.
and do it. So, I'm really,
I agree.
I feel like this could have been done a lot. And then like some movie theaters like, you can only have a max of 50 people.
Yeah.
So you got like the North Park holds 600 people in that theater and only 50 people can be sitting in there. That doesn't make any sense. A restaurant that size would have way more people than that sitting in it and that would be okay. And those have waiters coming to the tables and then going to other tables, bringing cups back and forth and plates and everything else.
Yeah, and the waiters adjust their mask and then they're touching their face all the
Right.
time. I heard that from some guy.
I believe that. Well, yeah, because I do that. When I'm wearing a mask, I'm always adjusting it and touching it. Yeah, that's so. Especially this mask that's, covered, definitely COVID preventive. What was that? You just did like a
I
Batman
just did a
thing.
growl.
You put the
I just
Ninja
growled.
Turtle mask on and we're like, I don't wear hockey pants.
A Ninja Turtle.
That's
I like turtles.
That's I like turtles. That's way better. That makes way more sense to me.
Okay, good.
So now that you hate Ron and won $25, what's the plan? When are you taking me to lunch?
I was going to get pizza because their pizza is amazing.
Their pizza is good.
But
have
they
gluten-free.
also, do we?
Pizza, yeah.
We can do
Oh,
that.
yeah.
And then they have their Dr. Pepper barbecue wings are incredible.
At Wiseguys Pizza
Yeah,
in South
Wiseguys
Buffalo.
Pizza.
We're going to put a little info for them up because we appreciate the gift card
Sure do.
that
Especially
Joe
my
won.
stomach.
And also, which was the secret prize for the contest that people didn't know, you already know it, was that you got to host the show for a few weeks
Oh,
in place
cool.
of Duran. So
I didn't know that at all. Now I do.
We're 10 minutes into the show.
Yeah, I didn't know there was a prize.
Yeah, that was a prize. That's why you're here.
Aw.
You got the prize. You got to host the
thought-
Halloween show.
I
We're
thought it
also
was-
going to have you
I
back.
thought it was because we were friends.
No, we're not friends. Next week, we're going to be back here at the Eastern Hills Mall at Elmwood Games, and you're going to be hosting then too.
Awesome.
So you're back again. We'll see what happens the week after.
Anything could happen.
We'll see. We may have you back again.
Yeah.
I'll have to wait and see. So what'd you do for Halloween?
We went and visited my wife's grandfather.
Oh.
That's it. Like,
Did
kids
Grandpa have
didn't-
a cool costume?
he did not. He just hung out and was happy to see his granddaughters. One is only 1 year old, and the other is 3, almost 3,
Okay.
next month. Actually, this month, whenever, the 25th of November, whenever it is, it's coming up.
Okay. He was
Come
just
on.
happy to see his granddaughters? That's it?
Yes, and we got candy from him because we didn't go out trick or treating because of COVID, and we didn't find anything.
I never heard of this COVID.
Yeah.
That's a thing? I don't know what.
Some
Is that
people
some
call
sort
it,
of new?
I heard this
Is that
guy.
like a new soap or something?
I heard this reporter from Kazakhstan calling it the Wuhan flu. But
Very nice.
very nice.
Yeah, we also, if the people at home haven't been able to figure it out, we watched Borat last
was
week.
good. It was a lot of
Borat
fun.
2. It was a lot of fun.
Yep.
We watched it at Duran's house. That's when Duran found out that he wasn't going to be hosting this week. And so he didn't even come for the taping because he's so upset.
Yeah. He shed real tears.
So he's not here at all. We
Can we
could have
talk
had him
about?
behind the camera.
Can we talk a tiny bit about the Borat movie?
Yeah, dude, we could talk about whatever you want.
So the one thing that upset me in this movie, and it upset me in all sorts of movies when I was a kid, is when you see something in the trailer and then it's not in the actual movie.
Oh yeah.
That drives
like every
me
movie.
nuts.
That's like every movie though.
Yeah, but like, why would you use that in your trailer?
See, I kind of like that because I feel like some trailers give away everything good from the movie. So then you see it and there's nothing. Now, but if everything in the trailer is not actually in the movie, but gives you a good sense of the movie, then nothing was spoiled.
But there was a scene that didn't make actual sense, and I'm just going to talk about it because it's been out for a week.
Fine. Yeah.
And like in the trailer, she's like riding on the roof of the truck.
Right. Yep. I seen that in the trailer.
And they get pulled over the police, and I think that'd be hilarious, and it's in the movie.
Yeah, because he says, "No, only men and bears ride inside the car."
And then in the movie, they cut out that scene completely, and she's just riding in the car, and she just says something like, "Oh, it's a lot less windy. There's no wind in here." And it's just like that line makes no sense in the movie.
Well, it makes perfect sense in Kazakhstan because she could be riding, on like in a wagon pulled by horses or something.
That's
like,
true.
You could. So I don't know. I like when a movie. Sometimes it's like, oh, that was real funny in the trailer. I wish I could have seen the context in the movie. But I like when now that didn't spoil any other jokes in the movie for me. Yeah. Like the Dumb and Dumber. The third Dumb and Dumber movie, which is called Dumb and Dumber 2, there was a scene in the trailer where they clip their bikes to the front of their bike built for two, they put it on the front of the bus, and then the bus takes off and they're still trying to ride the bike on the bus. The bus is driving and they're going, like pedaling the bikes, and that's not in the movie. But it was in the trailer and I was like, oh, that's funny. But that's just completely missing from the movie altogether. And then it's like, well, you know what though?
I don't get it
better than giving a joke away that was funny in the movie. Not that one had a lot of funny jokes in it, but I think it's better than giving that away. That's my personal thought on it. So let us know in the comment section what you think.
If you're watching.
I feel like.
Thanks for watching.
Wait, are we done?
I said if you're watching, thanks for watching.
Yeah, if you're watching, thanks for watching. So I appreciate both of you. So like I said, when we're seeing the everyman. The
empty man?
The empty man. The everyman. It was just about a guy who could be anybody. The empty man. And after the movie, we're gonna. But it's not the Hollow Man, and it's not the Boogeyman, and it's not the Slender Man. It's the Empty Man.
Maybe it's like Slender Man.
I'm thinking it's going to be similar to that movie. Did you see Slender Man?
No, I didn't. I've just heard the...
It was they really tried hard to jump scare and didn't have many. They weren't very scary.
That stinks.
It was, it was a teenage horror movie, I think. That was like for teenagers. But anyway. Off topic here. At the end of the episode here, we're going to come back and talk about what we thought of the movie. We may not be here in front of the theater, the Dipson Theater at the Eastern Hills, because they may tell us, beat it, it's the last showing of the night. Yeah. But we will talk about what we thought of the movie and what impression it gave us, good or bad, unless Joe has to skedaddle out of here and it'll be just me talking about my impressions, and then you'll get a whole lot more
keep time.
I just turned into Conan there for a second. I don't know
you
what
sure
that
did.
was.
That's pretty
weird.
awesome.
So what? You know what? Joe didn't want me to do this on the other. Well, how much time we got left? He's the clock guy this week.
15 minutes still.
We still got another 15, so we'll go a little bit longer, and then we'll end it this type of just narrative section so that we can see the movie and then talk about it, because we got to have time to talk about it at the end of the show.
That's for sure.
So we got so we're about 15 in, you say?
So I just thought of a story, and that's gonna eat up some time. You remember I used to work at a movie theater for all through college.
Because you got me that giant I Am Legend
I forgot about
I said this. You got me this giant. For the people who've never been into my old apartment. In my old apartment, we had. I'll go back a little. In my old apartment, they had at some point, they had removed a window from the outside, but they did not remove the window from the inside. So there was still a window frame with glass, and it was just
I don't think there was glass. I think it was just wood.
Was it just the frame?
Yeah, I think it was just wood, and they made like these wood paintings to hang over.
Well, that's how I was going to get to the painting.
Yeah.
It was a picture, or it was a frame, and then it was just like, I thought it was glass, but maybe the glass was out, and then it was just the insulation.
Yeah.
So then they took a giant painting, and they hung the painting over the frame, and so when we moved in, it was this big, giant, ugly painting of flowers.
Yeah.
We didn't know what to do with it. So Joe, from work, when he worked at the movie theater, got a giant banner, like a vinyl banner of I Am Legend, and we just thumbtacked it right into the frame.
Pretty awesome.
And so it was just this huge thing. You'd walk in, it was the first thing you see in my apartment. It's literally across from the door. First thing you walk in is this giant Will Smith vinyl banner. It was awful.
Forgot about that. It's pretty awesome.
You can walk right by if you like. No, please come on through. We're filming a show here, but I like interaction, so come right on through. No problem at all. All right. So that was that poster was out. So there was more to your story. I interrupted your story.
So it's a horror film story. So when I worked at the Regal, and this is the only 4 years of working there, this is the only time anything like this had happened. It was right before Christmas, and the movie Black Christmas came out.
Oh yeah, I remember that. That was a remake, right?
Yeah, I think
believe
so.
They just remade it again.
I think you're right. I think you're right.
It's been remade a couple times, and
yeah.
a movie that never needed to be remade to begin with was remade a couple times, and nobody saw any of the remakes.
Well, that night they did, but it was because the movie Dreamgirls sold out. Because that came out the same week. So Dreamgirls sold out. So then all the teenagers that were getting dropped off by their parents to see Dreamgirls were like, well, we'll just go see another movie. So then they bought tickets for Black Christmas.
All right.
So we had about 6 theaters completely full of teenagers.
Oh.
And all of these teenagers in the city, not all of them, I can't stereotype teenagers like that, but a good chunk of them were rowdy. And a couple of them probably knew each other and had some altercations or things to settle with them. And there were a couple fights that started out in the theaters. And I'd never seen this before. It was like insane. And it's Christmas Eve. So this is Christmas Eve. Everything sold out. And it got so bad with the fights that started in the theaters that we had Buffalo police as security that they called for backup. And then that backup told them we had to close our theater. So we had to shut down the theater.
Man.
So we had to have all these kids leave, and then as they're leaving, they're yelling at us that they want their refunds. And so we start trying to process refunds. I worked in the box office, so we're trying to process the refunds. And then all of a sudden, the Buffalo police is like, no refunds. They need to get out. Everyone needs to get out. We're clearing everyone out of your building. This is too much chaos for us to handle. Wow. And by then, there was at least 20 police cars out front. So a couple of people got arrested. Fists were thrown and stuff like that. But my manager, to his credit, man, I'd never seen him act like this. He, when somebody got a little bit too aggressive with us asking for a refund, he went out there and confronted them face to face and yelled at them to get out. It's
wow.
Good that he stood up for us, but
good.
He's a good guy.
Yeah, sounds good.
Yeah.
Your story made me think
night.
of many years ago, the Thruway Mall Theater used to have $1 Day or 50 cent
50
day.
cents on Wednesday nights.
50 cent Wednesdays or whatever it was.
Yeah.
So the one time I went there to see a movie with a friend of mine, who I don't talk to anymore, but a friend of mine, and he starts hitting on the girl working there.
Uh-oh.
And so, and they're talking, chit-chatting, and things are going pretty well. So she's like, oh, I can't believe that there's not little kids here today. I'm like, what do you mean? And she goes, well, normally when we open, first thing in the afternoon, they open at noon or whatever, cars would pull up. People would come in from the city, and they would pull up with a car full of kids. And they would just open the door, and the kids would all these kids would climb out, and the adult would hand them $20 and drive away. And not come back and pick them up until they closed at the end of the night. And this would happen all day long. These cars would come pulling up kids, and the place would be full, mobbed with kids. She said that at least once a month, they would have to replace the glass in the front. You remember the Thruway Mall Theater was all glass in the front? They'd have to replace them. The kids would come up and kick them and break all the windows and everything. And then they weren't allowed to call the cops. The manager said that, because they were paying customers not to call the cops.
It got pretty crazy there.
And they used to, the movies would start, and the kids would go up to the door, and they'd open up the doors to the theaters where the movies were playing, and they would kick garbage cans and roll them down the aisles, so the garbage would spill out all the way down. And people would and then they said, unless it was fights, that was the only time you could call the cops. So these kids would be in there just destroying the place. And then they would pay 50 cents and try to sneak into as many movies as they could, so that the kids could keep the rest of the money, whatever they didn't spend. So she's telling us all this, and I was like, oh my God, I'm never coming back here on Wednesday again, right? So when we were there, it wasn't that bad.
Do you remember when we were a little older and we went there for your birthday?
Yeah, that was that when Fred was working there and he let us sneak into a bunch of movies?
He didn't. I just walked us in.
Oh, you were just like, let's just go. Because he was like, no, you can or something.
So right? I bought, we're maybe 20 years old at the time, but I bought Keith a bunch of balloons for his birthday, he's 12.
Oh my God, that's right.
And so we just walked in with the balloons, and I
just smiled, and I was just holding them.
And I had to go to the bathroom, and I just walk into the bathroom, and everybody's like, Joe, what are you doing? We didn't pay for our tickets. I was like, oh, I had to go to the bathroom. I never pay when I'm here, so.
I do remember that, and I remember I was just, and you were like, if you just walk in and smile, people won't question us. So I'm just walking around with my balloons smiling, and nobody said a word the whole time we were there.
That was the secret of my life all through my late teens and early 20s. Is
sneaking into movies.
Just pretend like you belong, and nobody's going to care.
When I was a kid, we used to do that at the Apple Tree Mall. We would look at the movies for the whole day, and we would look up all the
figure out where they are.
You figure out how to see them all for the whole day. And and they had a Virtua Fighter 3 machine, so we would play that in between movies.
That's awesome. I remember one movie theater when we were kids had like a hologram video game.
Oh, the cowboy one?
It was a fighting game.
Oh, I remember the cowboy one.
It might have been the same one because I remember reading about it that there was just interchangeable parts or whatever.
Oh, probably.
That you could play it, but it was like really crappy looking, but amazing to
I
us when
remember
we
the
were
cowboy
kids.
one, yeah, it was awesome. And
Yeah.
they used to have it at Chuck E. Cheese, or Major Magic's, they used to have
Major
it.
Magic.
Oh, yeah. What are we looking at now? Oh, we're looking at 24 minutes. So we're going to cut it right here, and we'll be back after the movie. We'll let you know how it was. So.
See you guys soon.
Okay, the movie is over. We just finished it. You missed Joe playing with his man boobs, as he said. So, it's pretty dark and pretty late, but I said we would talk about the movie, so we're going to talk about the movie. I want to call it The Everyman. It's not the name of it. It's The Empty Man. The Empty Man.
Yeah, we'll get it right. One
The
day.
Everyman, which is the story of a man. He's every man.
Yeah.
Which was kind of what this movie was. I don't want to give spoilers in case anyone's going to see the movie. There's not much playing, so you don't have many options for movies to see. But I will say the movie was not what I thought it was. Even the trailer we showed earlier does not convey what this movie is at all. But I did like the movie a lot, Joseph.
I liked it a lot too.
It was very good. Joe?
Psychological, mystical thriller. That's what
Horror.
I would call it. Yeah.
It was also horror.
Yeah.
It was a psychological thriller horror movie. And it's also based on a comic book, which I did not know. Joe did not know.
Either.
From Boom Studios.
Boom Studios.
And Joe was so freaked out and scared during the movie that he couldn't stop talking to keep himself from being scared.
I was really scared.
The whole movie.
I even said that. I said I need to talk because I'm scared.
Yeah, during the movie, all of a sudden Joe's just like, I'm really getting freaked out, so I just gotta talk so I'm not so freaked out.
And I got up to pee at least 4 times. I didn't really have to pee that much. I was just scared.
I believe that. I got up to go to the bathroom a couple of times, and right after the movie, I went to the bathroom, and then Joe went in there right after me. And he came out, and he's just like, oh my God, what was that smell? It was me. So that was my highlight, was that I stunk the bathroom out. Also, the guy working here at the Dipson in the Eastern Hills Mall was like waiting for us outside of the theater. He's like, how was the movie, gentlemen?
Scared the crap out of me. When he
Joe was like,
like the second the movie opened, he just opened the door, and it was like the loud sound.
we were the only ones in the theater.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Just the two of us sat dead center in the theater. It was really cool.
A picture of the theaters right here, or here, right here. Can you put it right there?
Yeah, maybe.
Picture of the
I
theater.
probably won't just because you did that. So I probably won't. So either way, the movie's good. I don't want to spoil it. It is not at all what you think it's going to be. It is not just a like Halloween slasher ghost movie at all. Not that at all. But it was very good. Unfortunately, it was a 20th Century Fox movie, and then Disney bought it. They didn't know what to do with it, so they just kind of threw it out there during the pandemic and just let it go. Excuse me. It was really good, though. I liked it a lot. I would say if you're into horror movies, supernatural, thrillers, all of that, there's something in there for everybody. If you're into comic book adaptations, this is a graphic novel, I guess, which I've
never read the comics, so I can't tell you how true it was to the comic.
At the very beginning, it said Boom Studios, and I said, hey, Boom is comic books. I said, hopefully this is a movie based on the Boom Studios Muppets comic. That would have been great. It wasn't, but... and then at the end, it did say based on the graphic novel from Boom Studios, or Boom Comics, or whatever, so... I guess it's based on a comic. It was, but it was...
So Disney owns another comic book license?
No, I don't know. I don't know if that deal would. I don't know if that deal would continue on past Disney buying it. That may be something that they don't have the rights to now after the first movie. So
yeah, maybe it was just a one shot.
Right. I don't have any idea. So, but yeah, I would say great movie. First ever Tavern Talk 716 at the movies.
Yeah.
And it was a good film. I enjoyed it. I would definitely recommend anybody who isn't scared to go to a movie theater to go see it. Here at the Eastern Hills Mall, Dipson Theater. You may get a chance to be the only one in the theater like us, which I thought was great.
Yeah. And if you liked our little tiny review after the movie, I'd give a shout out to my friend that does a YouTube channel called A Lot of Critics, where he goes in a lot after the parking lot after the movie and gives a little review.
Which is what we're doing.
I'll put a link in the comments.
So hopefully he doesn't say we stole this from him, because I didn't know that was a thing until you mentioned it. So,
Just sound cool. He does.
Oh, okay. Well, all right. We did it too now.
Yeah.
First time ever. Tavern Talk, a show that's supposed to be in a bar, talking about bar stuff.
Dang COVID.
After the COVID hit, that all went out the window. So now we're going to the movies.
Woohoo!
Next week we're at a video game store. You never know where we're going to be next.
And who's going to be the president? We don't know.
There you go. That's how we're going to end this show. So tune in next week. We will be at, what's it called?
Elmwood Games.
Elmwood Games in the
Hills
Eastern
Mall,
There you
Western
go.
New York.
There you go, Western New York. So Tavern Talk, 716, international best-selling children's author Keith White Jr. and
I'm Joe from Buffalo.
Jojo from Buffalo, Josie, Joe Buffalo. Find him all over the place. I'm not putting anything there because you keep asking, so I'm not putting anything there. You know, I'll just put. I do that to Duran on the show that we watch. I put Duran said he was going to hold the topics, and now when he says it, he goes. I didn't tell him that it does that. So. Duran, we miss ya.